Welcome to another exclusive recap of Relifted Cinema. Today we're featuring the latest highly anticipated film in the action, adventure, drama genre directed and written by Zack Snyder, titled Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. A brief summary of the film. In the Motherworld, the royal family is slain and power falls into the hands of the tyrannical Belisarius and his forces, the Imperium. After he sends his right-hand man, Admiral Atticus Noble, to the planet of Velt to demand their supply of grain after murdering their chief Sindri, a former Imperium soldier named Cora sets out to gather a team of warriors to start a rebellion against Belisarius. Cora is joined by her friend Gunnar on their mission to recruit an insurgent clan called the Blood Axes, led by siblings Darian and Devra. Cora and Gunnar meet others such as a smuggler named Kai, a former prince named Tarak, a swordsman called Nemesis, and the disgraced General Titus. The crew succeeds in getting Darian and half his crew, but Devra considers the fight futile and takes the other half with her to hide. Noble kills the king that was providing the Blood Axe's sanctuary before going after Cora. Kai brings the crew to a trading post where he reveals he was working with Noble to get the bounties on their heads. Noble captures everyone and orders Gunnar to kill Cora, but he instead kills Kai and frees everyone, leading to a battle against the rebels and Noble's men. Darian sacrifices himself to bring down a ship while Cora and Noble fight each other. Cora defeats Noble and returns to Velt with her new companions. The Imperium revives Noble, where he talks to Belisarius and is ordered to capture Cora so that Belisarius can personally kill her for deserting the Imperium.
Just a quick reminder, if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Now let's back to the commentary.
The movie starts with the voice of an android named Jimmy, telling us about the history of the place people call home. A long time ago, the king and queen who ruled were killed by someone trying to hurt them. Then a mean man named Belisarius became the boss. He sent his scary right-hand man, Admiral Atticus Noble, far away to find people who wanted to fight back. In a village on the planet, Velt lived a lady named Cora. Every day she worked in her garden, growing food. Her friend Gunnar would come to help. One morning they decided to go to a party in their village to celebrate the harvest. The village chief, Sindri, welcomed everyone. A hunter there, Den, thought Cora was pretty, but she just wanted to be friends. Cora went out with her friend Sam one day. They saw big ships from the place everyone called home coming down from the sky. This was surprising. The whole village gathered together to talk about what to do. They were nervous about the visitors. Soon, 3 smaller ships arrived in the village. These were led by the mean Admiral Noble. He wanted to speak with the village chief, Sindri. Noble asked Sindri questions about people who might be fighting back against their home place. He also asked about the food the village grew, like grains. But Sindri's friend Gunnar had previously sold some extra food to people that the home place did not like. Noble seemed very angry during his talk with Sindri. Then he suddenly hurt Chief Sindri and another village lady, harming them badly right in front of everyone else. After that, Noble demanded that Gunnar must give him all their stored grains within 10 weeks. The villagers were shocked by Noble's scary actions. In a different part of the village, a young soldier named Eris took notice of Cora's friend Sam. He seemed sweet on her, but Eris had to sadly watch as his mean bosses were rude and hurtful toward Sam. Eris also spoke for a moment with Jimmy. Jimmy shared with Sam about the Princess Issa. Long ago, Issa's mommy and daddy, who were the king and queen, had been killed on the same awful day. Issa was meant to bring kindness, but that hope was cruelly taken from her. Jimmy felt very sad telling this story. The villagers are in a heated discussion about the best way to deal with Noble and his troops. Some suggest trying to reach out to their better nature. Later on, Cora witnesses a group of soldiers attacking Sam, with Eris struggling to protect her. The situation escalates when Cora, armed with an axe, rushes into the barn and eliminates the soldiers until the captain threatens Sam with a gun. At this critical moment, Jimmy enters, and although the captain commands him to take down Cora, Jimmy shoots the captain instead. This decisive moment convinces Cora that they must stand up to Noble, as she realizes he will certainly kill all the villagers when he comes back. Determined to fight back, Cora and Gunnar set off for the Veldt in search of allies, looking to join forces with a faction known as the Blood Axes. They could help them stand against the forces of Belisarius. On their journey, Cora confides in Gunnar about her past traumas, witnessing the massacre of her own people by the hands of the tyrant Belisarius when she was just a child. She recalls an instance where she could have killed him, but fate intervened as she found her weapon unloaded. Belisarius, rather than killing her, took her to the Imperium to train with other soldiers under the alias Arthelais. She was shaped into a lethal warrior but eventually deserted. Even after being molded into a heartless mercenary, Cora had once found love with a partner who died in combat. Upon their arrival at the bustling port city of Providence, Cora and Gunnar are on a quest to locate a figure who could potentially guide them to the notorious Blood Axes. It's during their inquiry about General Titus, portrayed by Jimon Hounsou, that a man named Kai, played by Charlie Hunnam, begins to take interest in their affair. Soon after, a confrontation unfolds when a local ruffian makes an unsavory advance towards Gunnar. Cora swiftly intervenes, incapacitating the assailant. This incident draws the attention of an extraterrestrial bystander who reveals the whereabouts of Titus to the duo. However, the initial aggressor returns, reinforced by his cohort, resulting in a skirmish. Cora and Gunnar valiantly defend themselves, dispatching their adversaries. In a critical moment, with Cora under threat and at gunpoint, Kai intervenes with decisive action, eliminating the threat to Cora's life, and thereafter discloses his identity as a smuggler, consequently aligning with their cause. Subsequently, Kai proposes his knowledge of a valuable ally for their mission and leads them across the stars to another world where they encounter Tarak, characterized by Stas Nair. Tarak is confined by a rancher named Hickman, depicted by Ray Porter, due to an unresolved obligation. Presented with Cora's quest, they strike a deal with Hickman. If Tarak can subdue and mount a ferocious creature known as a Bennu, his freedom will be secured. Failure, however, would bind them all to Hickman's service. Demonstrating a remarkable rapport with the creature, Tarak manages not only to soothe, but also to ride the Bennu, thereby earning his leave. As they depart, a critical incident transpires. They witness Hickman mishandling the recently pacified Bennu, which fatally retaliates by impaling the rancher with its talon, resulting in Hickman's demise. Kai and Cora arrive on a planet where cobalt is mined. There, they meet Nemesis, a skilled swordsman played by Duna Bay. As they talk about their mission, they come across a scary, spider-like creature named Harada, portrayed by Gina Malone. Harada is about to kill a little girl she's captured. Nemesis steps in to try and talk her down, but it doesn't work. They fight, and Nemesis kills Harada to save the girl. After the battle, Nemesis decides to join Kai and Cora's team. This rescue takes Cora back to her past. She used to be a royal guard for someone named Issa. Cora remembers how Issa once brought a bird back to life. The king believed that because Cora was friends with Issa, it made Issa feel safe. But Cora feels guilty about something that happened to Issa and her parents. Next, the crew heads to a moon with a gladiator arena. This is where they find Titus, a former general of the Imperium, living in shame. He survives as a fighter, ashamed because he once lost a battle. Cora talks to Titus, and she convinces him to join them. She tells him this is his chance to get revenge for his past defeats. A team crew goes to planet Charon to ask King Levitika for help. They want to persuade the Blood Axe siblings, Darian and Devra, to join their fight against their enemies because Gunnar knows them. Despite initially refusing, Cora's speech makes Darian agree to help, and he convinces half his people to follow him, while the other half follow Devra. Meanwhile, a group called the King's Gaze, led by Noble, is following them. They show up, kill King Levitika, and attack everyone in the area. Kai, seeming to help the crew, actually betrays them to Noble, who captures them. Noble reveals secrets about the crew. Tarak is a prince, and Nemesis once took revenge on soldiers for her kids' deaths. When ordered to kill Cora, Gunnar kills Kai instead. starting a fight that frees the rebels. During the fight, Darien sacrifices his life to destroy a ship, saving others. Most bad guys die in the battle. Finally, Cora fights Noble on a high platform, and after a tough fight, Cora wins and pushes Noble off the edge. After their tough battle, the crew heads back to Velt, feeling good about their win. Even though things are calm now, they know more trouble will come from the Imperium. Cora takes her friends to her home village, everyone's spirits lifted, hopeful for what's next despite the challenges ahead. Then, far away, Noble's body is picked up by an Imperium ship. Eerie tech brings him back to life. In his mind, he meets Belisarius in another place. Noble thinks Belisarius will be glad to hear that he found Cora. But no, Belisarius is mad. He tells Noble he must bring Cora to him, because Belisarius wants to end her life himself.